2002 में शुरू हुई कंपनी वंडरला हॉलिडेज, ये हमारे आज रडार पर है। 3600 करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा का मार्केट कैप है इस कंपनी का। कोची, बेंगलुरु और हैदराबाद में पार्क चलाने का 20 साल से ज्यादा का अनुभव है। बता दें कंपनी के पास 3 अम्यूजमेंट पार्क, 161 फन राइड्स और 10 बैंक्वेट हॉल्स भी हैं। जून तिमाही के नतीजों पर फोकस कर लेते हैं। वल सालाना आधार पर आय 24% बढ़ी है 185 करोड़ पर, और मुनाफा भी 31% बढ़कर 84 करोड़ पर आया है। मार्जिन में भी सुधार आया है। तो ओवरऑल नंबर्स में कहां से आया सहारा और आगे किस तरीके का आउटलुक है, ये समझने की कोशिश करेंगे। कंपनी के एमडी अरुण चिटिलपल्ली हमारे साथ शो में जुड़ रहे हैं। सर, बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आपका, ऑलवेज अ प्लेजर। आई थिंक इस बार अगर हम नंबर्स पर फोकस स्पेसिफिकली करते हैं तो हाईएस्ट एवर क्वार्टरली रेवेन्यू, एबिटा, पीबीटी, पैट जब से कंपनी शुरू हुई है। सो क्लियरली इस बार अच्छे आपका प्रदर्शन दिखा ओवरऑल नंबर्स पे। तो किसको एट्रीब्यूट करेंगे ऐसे नंबर्स, और अब लग रहा है कि यही ट्रेंड और यही मोमेंटम आगे बरकरार रहेगा?
Swati, thank you for having me on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. So we had a very, very good quarter. We had best ever numbers that we reported. The main reason for that is because we've been consciously trying to make sure that premium customers visit our parks, especially during season times, and they spend more. Premium, we also try to do some premium offerings in terms of F&B and retail and things like that. So all put together, that is what helped us give these numbers, even though we have not grown in footfalls. The other big aspect that has changed compared to last year is our pricing, like I said, has changed. That is because, again, we are trying to sell peak seasons at a premium price. So that has really helped us. So these two, and the combination of F&B plus events plus premium pricing has hugely helped us. Yeah.
So इस बार फुटफॉल्स और ऑक्यूपेंसी किस तरह की रही, एंड डू यू थिंक कि यही ट्रेंड अब आगे भी लग रहा है फॉर द कमिंग क्वार्टर्स?
See, this year we are not expecting a big growth in footfall. We've taken a modest 5% increase for the whole year footfall because we are coming off a very high year already, like you said, post-COVID. So we're coming back to a normal kind of year situation. So the seasonality and all those things will come into play. Also, the groups footfall, which is a big component, they will be a little more seasonal. So those kind of changes we can expect this year. But at the same time, our ATP or our average ticket prices have gone up, like I said, by about 12 to 15% compared to last year. Plus, our F&B has gone up by, the contribution of F&B has gone up by almost 25%. So all put together, I think we will be able to maintain a good growth for revenues going forward.
ओके, फेयर इनफ। तो आगे ग्रोथ अच्छी दिख रही है और आप वही एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं, लेकिन हम प्रेस रिलीज देख रहे थे कंपनी के जो नंबर्स आए, उसमें आपने कहा है कंपनी का प्राइमरी फोकस था टू कल्टिवेट हायर स्पेंडिंग रिटेल कस्टमर्स एज अपोज टू ग्रुप्स। इसका क्या रैशनल है और क्या यही अब स्ट्रेटजी आगे भी आप देखेंगे, और इसका क्या रिजल्ट आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं?
So that was our strategy only for the first quarter, because first quarter is a peak season for us. So for example, Q2 and Q3 for us is groups. So our strategy will definitely change, because that's when we expect more groups, especially towards the end of Q2. So then obviously we will have discounted tickets, and we will have more attractive packages for our group. So we want to be relevant to all sections of society. So it's just that people who are willing to pay more, they will usually tend to come on the season time. So we want to offset that. We want to create that differentiation going forward, so that our operations don't get hampered. For example, Q1 we are already running full. Last year first quarter as well was very, very busy for us. This year also is busy, so we were not really expecting any footfall growth. But going forward, we want to see some footfall growth as well. But we will want that to come from all groups as well, and retail. But retail and premiumization will continue to be a theme for us.
ओके, रिटेल एंड प्रीमियमाइजेशन, क्लियरली उससे आपके आगे मार्जिन्स पर भी हम पॉजिटिव असर देखेंगे। बट फर्स्ट क्वार्टर के लिए स्ट्रेटजी रखी बिकॉज इट वाज इंपॉर्टेंट और अ पीक quarter in many ways that you were saying. कितना percentage of non-ticket spending हम देख रहे हैं आपके revenue में इस वक्त, and how do you plan to increase it?
So historically we used to be 80% ticket and 20% ticket, non-ticket. Now that's growing. Now we are at 75-25, so 75% ticket revenue 25% non-ticket revenue. We want to take it to about 70-30, which I think is easily achievable in the next 2 to 3 years.
Okay, 2 to 3 years. All right. Company का average revenue per user यानी ARPU increase हुआ 25% this quarter. कितना हम expect करेंगे increase in that for FY24 अगर हम पूरे साल की बात करें तो?
Yeah, I think we can expect between 15 to 25% increase in ARPUs for the remainder of the year. I give such a wide band because, like I said, different segments will come. For example, groups, their price hikes may not be as high as for the retail. So, like that, it will keep changing. And but easily we can expect 15 to 25% in terms of ARPU growth.
ओके तो यहाँ पर ग्रोथ आरपू में भी ठीक ठाक एक्सपेक्ट करें डिमांड में किस तरीके का इंक्रीज आप देख रहे हैं प्राइसिंग ट्रेंड क्या होगा फॉर टिकट्स एंड रूम रेंट अगर हम ईयर ऑन ईयर या क्वार्टर ऑन क्वार्टर दोनों तरह से अगर कंपेयर करेंगे तो दोनों में किस तरीके की इंक्रीमेंटल ग्रोथ आप एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे ग्रोथ ओवरऑल एंड डिमांड के ट्रेंड्स क्या दिख रहे हैं
The growth has been strong for us this year also, as you already saw for Q1. In spite of our very high ticket prices, a lot of people have come to our parks. So that shows that the demand is very strong for the sector as a whole. And going forward also, we are seeing strong demand, especially when weather is favorable and things like that. Weather does play spoil sport in our business. For example, heavy rain warnings by the government and consequent damages. So that will prevent people from going out. But other than that, I think whenever there is demand, people wanting to step out, we are seeing strong demand.
Okay, sure. So demand strong है और वही आगे continue भी दिख रही है. Footfalls अगर हम Q1 के देख रहे हैं, they stood at 11 odd lakhs. Monsoon आपने कहा of course now comes into play. तो अगर हम पूरे साल का average out करेंगे तो क्या दिख रहा है footfalls के point of view में increase over last year?
See, like I said earlier, we are projecting a roughly 5% increase only in footfall for the whole year because we feel that we have already maxed out on footfalls last year and to expect more growth on that, it will be, but at the same time also improve ARPU and revenue. So these are all conflicting ideas. For example, if you want more footfall, you have to reduce revenue, your ARPU, and vice versa. If you want more ARPU, you want to moderate your footfall. So this is in a way, we are trying to experiment with the dynamic pricing. And so we will see good growth in terms of overall revenues. Footfall growth, I'm not projecting huge growth footfall.
अरुण क्विकली समझने चाहेंगे आपसे अब एक्सपेंशन प्लान्स क्या है आगे न्यू पार्क एडिशंस क्या है कैन यू गिव अस एन अपडेट ऑन द चेन्नई पार्क एंड भुवनेश्वर पार्क जो कंस्ट्रक्शन जिनकी चल रही थी कब तक हम एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे यहाँ पर शुरुआत हो जाएगी और इसके अलावा और कौन से रीजन्स आपके रेडार पर हैं जहाँ पर आप पॉसिबली पार्क्स या रिसोर्ट्स सेटअप करेंगे
Yeah, so we have two projects in the pipeline. One is Bhubaneswar, which we already started construction on. We have already spent about 20 crores there on constructing various facilities. The park construction is starting and we hope to finish it in about 18 months from now. The second project that we are going to start working on is Chennai. It was an old project which had been shelved for some time because of issues with local body taxes. But that has since been resolved and now we are restarting the project and since a lot of groundwork has already been finished for this park, we can execute it faster and we can open this within the deadline set by the Tamil Nadu government, which is about roughly 2 years from now. In June 2025, that's our goal. So that's what we are working towards. These are the two big projects that we are starting work as we speak. On top of that, we are also in talks with various state governments, including Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Punjab, and UP. A lot of governments have shown interest for us to set up parks because it creates permanent local employment for people there. And so that's something that we are working on. We are looking at adding more projects, and our goal is to sign at least 7-8 new projects and hopefully build a pipeline of projects that we can execute. We are also looking at other methods, for example, management contracts. So that's also something that's being explored. We are also concurrently building our leadership team and our internal capabilities to execute these projects. We have recently hired a new CEO, so a lot of action is going on in the company, preparing for the execution that lays ahead for us.
ओके फेयर इनफ। तो आगे बड़े एक्सपेंशन प्लान्स हैं, आपने कहा कि कुछ नई सिटीज में भी आप एंटर करने की बात करें, 7-8 नए जगह पर एक्सप्लोर कर रहे हैं फिलहाल। क्विकली जानना चाहेंगे कैपेक्स कितना लाइन अप करें? क्लियरली दिस इज योर नेक्स्ट फेज ऑफ बिग एक्सपेंशन, तो क्या कैपेक्स लाइंड अप है फॉर द नेक्स्ट फ्यू इयर्स? और जो आपने 7 प्रोजेक्ट्स की बात की, ये इनकी टाइमलाइंस क्या आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं? बाय व्हेन डू यू थिंक दे विल बी साइंड एंड एग्जीक्यूटेड एंड फाइनली स्टार्ट ऑपरेशंस?
See, for immediately we want to execute these 2 projects, and we are, we are internally capitalized enough to handle these 2 projects, which is Chennai and Chennai and Bhubaneswar. Both together roughly about 300 crores for Chennai, and also roughly 150 crores for Bhubaneswar. That's our budget. We have already spent about 100 crores in Chennai for the land acquisition. So yeah, so this is the kind of investment we're doing in the next 2 years. After that, when we sign new projects, we will obviously look at funding those. I think internal accruals will take care of a good part of it, but then of course we will also have to look at some debt and maybe other fundraising plans as we sign new projects. But for the next 2 years, I think we are very well set, and we are also looking at how we can sign more projects. Yes.
ओके श्योर। सो अभी तक फंडिंग इज ऑल इंटैक्ट। 2 प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, उसके बाद नेक्स्ट फेज में भी आएगा। क्विकली, सिंस ऑफ कोर्स फोकस इज मेजॉरिटी ऑन द डोमेस्टिक मार्केट, लेकिन क्या कुछ इंटरनेशनल अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी आप एक्सप्लोर करना चाहते हैं एट दिस पॉइंट इन टाइम? एनी टेक्नोलॉजी पार्टनर्स दैट यू आर लुकिंग एट, सम बिग चेन्स दैट आर अवेलेबल ग्लोबली, क्या उनके साथ कुछ बातचीत हो सकती है? सिंस there is a market clearly India में भी बन रहा है, and आपके लिए एक opportunity बाहर जाने के लिए भी है।
Yeah, so we have been invited previously from Sri Lanka to set up a small water park, but somehow because of their internal issues that has not materialized. So we are also looking out, to see whether we can expand to other markets. But of course, the focus is going to be within India for the next few years, at least simply because we just have so many projects that we need to execute. So because of that, I think looking outside also concurrently might be difficult. But at the same time, we are not averse to it. If a good opportunity comes our way, we will definitely look at it. We've also got some interest from Saudi Arabia and some few other countries which want parks like this. So yeah, we are in talks, but nothing concrete yet.
ओके फेयर इनफ। सो क्लियरली थोड़ा सा ग्लोबल वाटर्स भी टेस्ट करने की यहाँ बात कर रहे हैं, बात चल रही है, कुछ फाइनल कंक्रीट नहीं हुआ है, बट डेफिनेटली इंटरेस्ट इज इमर्जिंग फ्रॉम सम ऑफ द नेबरिंग कंट्रीज। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अरुण हमसे जुड़ने के लिए और बताने के लिए नंबर्स किस तरह रहे और आगे क्या है आउटलुक।